Go Thunder now.
Welcome into another episode of 410 Sports Talk. I'm Glenn Martin. I'm here with my co-host James Haskell. And in this video, we're going to discuss the recent, social media sensation that is Marquise Hollywood Brown's new physique. Because this guy's clearly been putting the work in, Jimbo, and it's showing. It's showing in the physique photos he's showing. I mean, it's pretty impressive when you see what this guy's back is looking like nowadays.
Yeah, it's always impressive when somebody is just as buff going as they are coming, right? Like, geez whiz. So yeah, the back is looking ridiculous. His speed is looking insane. I'm sure you saw the videos of him with the jug machine, launching the ball and then catching it himself, which is awesome. Saying the foot looks like it's in good shape. I'm impressed by his transformation and his dedication to what he's trying to do to his body and get stronger. I think we're going to see a lot of improvement and differences in his game as far as, last year, it was a lot of self-preservation, right? He would get the ball and he knew when to go down. Reminded me a lot of like Derek Mason a little bit back in the day.
Well, Derek Mason only would do that when he had that shoulder injury, because I remember before that dude was a handful he was still making catches, by the way, with one arm, only one working arm, still hitting you with that out route, even though you knew it was coming.
Working the sideline like a magician.
Oh, yeah, nobody worked the sideline like Derek Mason. But, yeah, I mean, I think we all remember Hollywood last year. It was almost as if the coaches, and they may have done this, just told him, look, just stay healthy. Do what you have to do to keep yourself on the field. And with him being limited in practice with the foot, they didn't want him taking any shots. And sometimes, although I didn't mind seeing it because it was whatever you have to do to keep yourself healthy, but it was kind of a little bit it didn't have the best look when he was running away from Jalen Ramsey. He's running away from him, sliding down, just doing everything he can to not be touched. It didn't have the best look, I'll say that. But man, with those new, putting on some extra, it looks like he's put on 10 to 15, maybe more in muscle. Mm-hmm. If you can do that, added to the fact that your foot is now healthy, we could start seeing that run after catch ability that we were kind of hoping for right away. I mean, we saw that he can run away from people, but we know that he's got the wiggle, he's got the shake, and if he can break some simple arm tackles and actually be able to absorb some contact, his run after catch numbers could inflate his overall numbers by a pretty wide margin and add to those touchdown numbers.
Yeah, absolutely. He had like you said, I felt like every game he was making a splash play, but really his stats at the end of the day, I mean, he had 7 touchdowns, which is great, but he only had 584 total receiving yards. So my question that I'm going to pose here, I'm going to ask it to myself, give you an answer. I want to know if you agree, disagree, give me your answer here. So over 1,000 yards for Marquise Brown. I'm saying definitively over 1,000 yards this year. I'm even going to say double-digit touchdowns.
Okay.
Yep, I'm going there.
Well, I mean, I think that's a pretty – yeah, I can see why you would make that leap. If you just think he did what he did last year, what'd you say, 46 catches, 584 yards, and 7 touchdowns. He did that with very little training camp to get ready. He did it with almost just a walkthrough basically during the week. He didn't even do it with consistent practice time, with the team. So I think his leap is going to be massive this year. I mean, they want to get him the ball in so many different ways, and I think they were kind of limited with his injury and, his slighter frame last year and how they could use him. So I think he's going to get the ball given to him in many different ways. He's going to be getting some carries out of the backfield on the jet sweeps. They're going to give him the screen. How many times do we yell at the TV, where's the screen game? We want to see some wide receiver screens out to Hollywood and let him make people miss. But I think he was limited in his quickness and his juking ability by his foot. He couldn't dig the foot in the ground and change direction. His change of direction was a little limited. So, man, with that extra body weight, I think there's no doubt his touchdowns go into double digits. And, yeah, I'm with you. I look for him to go around 1,200 yards, and I think a lot of that's going to be big plays. So, these quick scores are going to maybe make the defense work a little bit more in some respects, maybe early on. But man, nothing hurts a defense more than if you can just hit them with that. It takes the crowd right out of it. Just hit them with that quick score. It's going to be exciting, but I don't think there's any doubt that he's going to be over 1,000 if he stays healthy, and of course Lamar does as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually feel bad for being a little nervous about when we took him. I have no doubts now, not just on his play, based on his play last year, but overall dedication. I remember before he even stepped on the field with the Ravens, he was already in the. He had videos of his home gym that he had set up. Just moved to Maryland. He's obviously, based on the videos, it seems to me that he's still here. There's definitely aren't Florida videos. It doesn't look like Florida to me anyway. It looks like Maryland. I'm pretty sure he's here.
Yeah.
And
Looks like.
yeah, so guys doing that and showing those things are not that you need to stay here and work out. I know guys go home and work out and stuff like that, but consistency is what I'm getting to, and self-motivation, not having to be, prodded into working out. All those things are really impressive. So I'm really excited for his leap as well. We want to know what
Let me ask you something real quick. Let me ask you something because Willie Snead, I believe it was, recently made the comment comparing Lamar and Hollywood to, I believe it was Montana and Jerry Rice, or Steve Young and Jerry Rice. It was one of them. I mean, I guess I'm not going to ask you to compare them to two Hall of Famers, but I will say, do you think there's a chance? Obviously, Lamar's got a good shot at making the Pro Bowl with the numbers he's going to put up. But do you think Hollywood, nowadays getting to 1,000 isn't that spectacular as a receiver because of the way we throw the ball around the league now? Do you think he could make a leap to where not just to hit 1,000 yards, not just to hit 10 touchdowns, but he could be up there in the ranks of the top receivers in the AFC?
Oh, absolutely. Once again, you could call me a homer for this, but he is a complete weapon. I mean, this guy has shown that he can catch it in traffic, shown that he's got reliable hands in the red zone. If he can add, like you said, we didn't see a ton of the short game, but the intermediate and the long game, if he can add the short game to that, to me, I know he's not as fast as Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill is a freak when it comes to speed, but
I wouldn't mind seeing him run though.
Right, exactly. And I don't think Hollywood's too far off, but where I think Hollywood is already better, I think definitively he's already a better route runner. Just pure route runner, like a technician type wide receiver that doesn't depend only on his speed. And so would you say that Tyreek Hill, he's probably one of the best wide receivers in the AFC already? If Hollywood can put those things together, I think you'll quickly start to see him climb up those ranks as well. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I got to agree. I think big plays will lead to big numbers, and I think that's what we're going to see a lot of. We already saw some last year, but I think this year it's going to be more a consistent basis. We see that out of Tyreek Hill, and anybody who has Ty Hill on their fantasy team, they're just waiting for that 40-yard touchdown to make them have a good day in fantasy, and I think that's what we'll be seeing from Marquise Brown. I think he's just a big play waiting to happen, and we heard Greg Roman say they want to get the passing game more developed this season. They want to incorporate the receivers more, and I think he's going to be a big recipient of that. 46 catches is good for a rookie, especially that's a good successful rookie campaign. But if he were to get held to 50 catches or less this year, it would be an extreme disappointment for me, and I think but for most people's standards. So I expect a big jump, and I think it really just depends on what kind of offense the Ravens, how much they're going to want to throw the ball to the outsides, and then how much we're going to be able to use Hollywood. And, a lot of that's going to be determined by the fact, can he stay on the field? Can he stay healthy? We think the foot's kind of the thing of the past, but he's still, look, he's put on some weight, but he's still going to be one of the smallest guys on the field every time he takes the field. And that's always going to be kind of a concern unless he's able to have that toughness, that durability that it's going to take to play at that smaller size.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And some of that, he'll have to continue to be smart, like we talked about, where optically it didn't always look the best. But, he'll probably have to, throughout his career, continue to have to do some of that just to preserve himself and be able to stay in games. Because, like you said, he's not Anquan Bolden out there who's just physically dominant, like that type of receiver. He's just not that body type. But we want to know what your guys' thoughts are. Are we drinking the purple Kool-Aid? Glenn and I tend to guzzle it down pretty hard. But we also probably need more. Well, I don't know. It depends. There are some times where Glenn's got it in the main, oh, geez, in the veins.
No, you're right. There's occasions where I'm a big homer, but I don't think this one's it. I think this guy is set to do big things. My only question is, where is he going to be going in fantasy leagues? Because he's going to be one of those players that's interesting when to take him and what round, because he could be a game changer.
All right, really quick before we sign off. Last year, speaking of fantasy, was my inaugural rookie season in fantasy. I had
Playing with the big dogs.
a decent season, made the playoffs.
Yeah, not bad.
And got bounced. But I just want to say that my first and second pick were James Conner and David Johnson.
Yeah, didn't go.
So,
not good.
This year I'm going to find a way to get Lamar Jackson. And
you better be your first pick.
So anyway, but you guys let us know what your comments are. Let us know if we're feeling ourselves a little bit and we're overestimating the jump that Hollywood will make, or if you agree with us, if you're on the bandwagon just like us and think that he's going to make a big leap over 1,000 yards and double-digit touchdowns. You heard it here first on 410 Sports Talk. So when all the national guys start talking about, remember, you heard it here first.